All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I hope you all are well. I'm Bryce, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to play All in Good Time on guitar. Let's just get into it. Here we go. Okay, so tuning-wise, a little bit of a weird one. It was tuned in what is called like DAD fad. It's like D, A, D, F sharp, A, D, but then I down-tuned it a half step into C sharp in processing. So right now we're just going to do it in actual, I just tuned the guitar to the actual C sharp. So this is C sharp, G sharp, C sharp, F, G sharp, C sharp. I think this guitar part is easiest learned with both hands in frame. Normally it's split into either one, but today we're going to be both at the same time. Starting with the right hand, it kind of just rests in the same place and doesn't move a whole lot. So what it looks like is your thumb resting on the E string, your first finger on the A string, your middle finger on the D string, your ring finger on the G string, and your pinky finger on the high E. And the whole thing is just around you riling up and riling down. So like, if you watch it, because it just goes thumb, first finger, middle finger, pinky finger, ring finger, middle finger, first finger, with like a rhythm involved. And the left hand helps you kind of match that rhythm. So what it looks like is you go E string, A string, open, and then the left hand hammers on your first finger, A string, second fret, and then your ring finger, A string, fourth fret. So, and then the same thing happens, but just on the D string. So, all together that sounds like. Let's go. And now comes the roll back down. The roll back down is just pinky finger, ring finger, middle finger, first finger. Just straight rhythm. But the catch is that your ring finger is placed on the A string fourth fret and then pulled off. So that sounds like this. So all that together, the first part, and then the second part. Now together, mad slow. Hell yeah. If you want it a little easier, sometimes I just play the B string instead of the E string, so that sounds like this. And I still think that sounds nice. But the original song uses the E string. So you do that twice. The next part is your ring finger, or really any finger, but I like doing it with your ring finger, hits the E string fifth fret, and then you just go first finger on the A string, middle finger on the D string. And then you hammer on your middle finger onto the D string fourth fret, drag it down to the D string second fret, and then you pull it off to play the string. So that's. So all together, that sounds like. Hell yeah. And you do that twice. So now let's put the two parts together. Hell yeah. Sometimes it's something I like to do at the end of the phrase though. After I do that once, on the second time around, I'll do, so just the same hammer on pull off I was doing on the D string, but do it on the A string. So it's just like a little bit of a different flavor to it. And then the next part, which in the actual song doesn't happen until the second verse, like the little bridge thing before the second hook thing, I don't know, is this. So with your ring finger on the 7th fret E string, you just roll with your right hand, you roll down thumb on the E string, first finger on the A string, middle finger on the D string, ring finger on the G string, and you just go. You go up and then down, just up and then down. But what happens is you get to move this roll shape from your first finger to your ring finger down one string so that your first finger is resting on the D string instead. So it sounds like this. And then you go back to the original shape with your first finger on the A string once, and then it goes back to the first finger on the D string. And then the whole thing goes up to your first finger on the G string. So that second part sounds like this. Messed up that last. So all together, it sounds like this. And then we drag that up to the 12th fret, your first finger, and you do the same pattern with your right hand as it was for the second part of that last sequence. So starting on the A string, starting with the first finger on your A string. So that's just your left hand with really any finger. You walk from the 12th fret to the 11th fret to the 9th fret to the 7th to the 5th. And your right hand kind of does whatever you want, to be honest. You can kind of play around with it. The way I do it is that roll down that we were doing earlier, resting on the A string first, so. And then D string, and then G string. And then you go back down to the thing we were doing before. And then it changes a little bit where instead of resting our first finger on the A string, we rest our first finger of our right hand on the D string. So that fast, that last part fast, sounds like this. Types there. So then all together. Sick. The whole hook together would sound like this, or the whole bridge together kind of sounds like this. Cool, so now let's do the whole thing together slowly. This is easier to play fast, I think. but you know, you get the idea. Okay, that's all in good time on guitar. Oh my God. All right, so that was all in good time on guitar. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. That was embarrassingly difficult to teach. I haven't been teaching guitar in a minute, so hopefully that wasn't too exhausting to listen to. Nonetheless, I hope that was helpful. The next thing I'll be doing is the dumb fuck guitar tutorial, so stay tuned for that. And if you'd like to hear the stems for these songs, you can find them on the Patreon, which is linked down below. That's it. New music soon. I'm Bryce, and thank you for being part of my life. Bye. I didn't do the...